Medicine wasn't an obvious choice for me because Chinese scholarly families do not really go into medicine. It's certainly not in the 20th century as one of their professions of choice. So what's quite interesting is how middle-class Europeans became interested in Chinese medicine through their fantasies really about China. And so I was very much engaged with that. Young people as well, part of the alternative world, people who were rejecting the straight professions. And I was the youngest person in my college, having signed in at 17 years old. Most of them were mature people who had decided to leave a profession and take up acupuncture. They learnt a very pure and rather simple form of ancient Chinese philosophy and simplified the classical understandings of what Chinese medicine was. And then they added in a lot of what was emerging in the 70s and 80s from psychotherapy, from osteopathy, from homeopathy, and fused it all together into a very interesting hybrid medicine that was very attractive both to those of us that were studying at that time, but also to patients. I graduated around when I was 21 and set up a practice in London. It was the biggest acupuncture centre in Europe. I don't think that, when I think back, that I was really very well qualified. But actually I found, and my patients clearly found some benefit at that time. There were many, people who got up and walked off my couch and who'd had major strokes. So it's strange, and those critics, those people who are cynical will say, oh, it's all placebo, but if it's all placebo, placebo's a wonderful medicine. Then I went on to do a PhD in SOAS and a research fellowship at SOAS too. So I was a long time in SOAS and have been working in UCL since then. My own research brought out the degree to which this notion of qi, which seems a bit strange to the modern eye, is about a sensory experience of the body. So when people talk about their qi being weak or their qi being strong or stuffed up in their head or whatever, what they're really talking about is how they're experiencing their own health. And I think that one of the beauties of treating patients is watching how people get more and more aware of the minor changes in the way that they feel in their sickness or even in their health, that their health can be either better or worse on a particular day, but that they can do things that will change that state, whether that involves doing some martial arts or whether it involves going to see the acupuncturist or eating differently, sleeping differently, etc. So on the one hand, it is about that really most important thing, taking charge of your health. And that's so important as we're growing older, as the treatments down at the GP do not help unless without sort of making you reliant on a panoply of drugs. So it gives you autonomy, it gives you the ability to be involved in your health. It's empowering in ways that often coming up against a biomedical institution is disempowering. So that's what I really enjoy, and that's actually what links my practice and my joy as a practitioner to my joy in research.